finally got my tripod fixed. So I'm gonna try to do something today. Like I was just telling you guys, I don't know if I'll load this video, so I'm not gonna say it, but anyways, I had some problems the other day, and then I'm trying to get back to normal, trying to do some stuff in the shop. But I got some rivets on these Bessie clamps, I guess you'd call them. And these are like your fabrication clamps for your welding table. And they drop into the holes on the fabrication table, and you can hold stuff down and mount stuff to them and everything else. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on those. And what I'm doing right now is I'm grinding out the rivets on the ends of these. And these come from Harbor Freight. These are just they're like $3 a piece, I believe they were, at Harbor Freight. And they're just your regular, I believe these are like woodworking clamps, but you have your deal here that you push to slide them back and forth. And I don't know, they're pretty simple. So I'm gonna drill those out, or grind them out real quick. And I'm just using a drift punch, and I'm gonna just knock these rivets out real quick. And I just put it over the hole, knock the pin out, the rivet out, and then these will not come off right here. You have to slam these things off. So I'll go over to the vise and I'll show you what I'm doing there. So first things first, wear safety glasses. Don't be a dumbass. Because these pins go flying a lot of times. So after knocking the pin out right here, I just put them in a vise, and I just let them sit in there and then knock these out, you know. And it's kind of a pain in the ass that they're kind of pressed into it because this part right here is aluminum, and then this part here is steel that's slid through the center of it. This one's loose, so that makes it nice. And then each one of them, just knock them out. Oops, wrong punch. Yeah, see, this one's tight, so I'll tighten this one up. Oh, I can't do that, crap. I guess I should get you guys in frame. That kind of sucks. First, I should turn the camera on. The next thing I do on here is I just clean these up on the wire wheel on the grinder, and I come back a ways up here. And then I also want to do this side so that I can hook the ground to this when I'm welding the pin on this side. And I'm not sure if these are powder coated or what, but it's pretty tough stuff. Then I'll go ahead and do this side too. All right, so this is what I'm building right here. So this is an old bolt. I spin this around, and then, you know, you can see the clamp here. It adjusts up and down, blah, 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 whatever. And I weld it right here. And all I did is I took a bolt and I cut it off. Now this one had threads like right here. You can see where you see that little chamfer, and that chamfer's right there. I cut the threads off, but some of them I want to make them with a little bit longer, so they're about like this. And it doesn't matter. I mean, this is like, these are 5/8 bolts is what I'm using here. 5/8 inch bolts. And then the hole in the table is 5/8 inch. That's just so it slides in there, you know, nice and easy. And then when you're doing the clamps, and you want to, you know, use something, say for instance, if you're going to put something on the table or whatever, all it does is the thing binds up in there. So when you come down on the piece of metal that you're welding or whatever you're going to clamp down, and see, you can adjust it this way too. Oops, sorry about that. You can adjust it back and forth, spin it in a circle, do all kinds of different stuff, or knock stuff over. But all it does is when this binds up like this, then you tighten this down, and then these do not move at all. They're awesome, amazing clamps. And that's what I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to weld these bolts on here, on the bottom here. So the next thing I did is I just grabbed all these bolts, cut them off, and you can see I didn't make them any measurements or nothing like that. They're just, all you need is them to go through your plate steel, and this table here is 3/8 inch plate steel. So some of them will drop in, you know, farther than others. So as long as it goes through the table, that's all I care about. You know, you want it to drop down about maybe a 1/2 inch. You know, because when it puts it in a bind, it pulls it just a little bit, so it'll work good. Table's getting kind of messy. So what I do next is I lay the clamp on here, and I have it kind of jigged up off the table with these, I got a whole bunch of these in my fabrication cart. These little blocks and spacers, and I throw some washers in there, and, you know, 1/4 inch and 3/8 and 1/8 inch plate. And what I did, you can see a washer right there, and then a washer right there, and I got everything square and true and, you know, set up how I want it, so I'm getting ready to weld it. And then Michael Knight made me this welder's helping hand, and I love it. So I'm holding this down. This just sits right on the side of my table. I just grab it and sit it on stuff, you know, to hold stuff down, and it holds it pretty tight because this hammerhead stuff that he built it out of is pretty heavy. So it's like holding it down, you know, it helps a lot. Thanks, Michael Knight. Appreciate it, brother. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start welding this right now. I'm gonna just put a couple tacks on there. I might TIG weld a couple of these, might MIG weld a couple, I don't know. Just depends on my mood. And then I'll get them, check them, you know, so they're nice and straight, and then go ahead and weld them up. And there you go. I got these welded up, strong as hell. And then, you know, you have your 5/8 holes drilled in your table. Drop them in, and you bring these down. Still a little hot. Bring these down and tighten them up. Works awesome for a fabrication table. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care. So I figured real quick I'd show you these Bessie style clamps in use. And I wanted to say also that they have them at Harbor Freight, but also they sell them at, I've seen these for like $4 at Home Depot. So on sale. You know, keep an eye out for them or whatever. But I got these off eBay a while back. These are just squares. I believe they're like woodworking squares, but they're really nice for doing metal fabrication too. And then I have some pieces of metal. I got this stack here that I got to weld up and make some 90s. And then what I'm doing is I take these Bessie clamps, and you can see how I clamped them down to that clamp right here. And it works really well. And then I take my 1, 2, 3 blocks, and you can see inside there's threads. And I ran a bolt up through I just put a washer on it and ran it up through these holes here. This one's actually bolted down. And then that way it'll catch this side too. And then that way when I put my square on there and I get ready to weld this, I know it's, you know, 100% 90 degrees. Perfect. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really appreciate the support, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.